how many people here have ever used Netflix? Raise your hands. And we care about decentralization and crypto, right? So like Decentralize Netflix, that's an interesting idea. So he's the founder of a project called Next Hollywood. Everyone, please welcome Dave to the stage.
Hi, I'm Dave. Nice to meet all you guys. See, that was a great presentation. I love that, just kind of making user experience a lot simpler for people to get onboarded. Now imagine you're like a founder, right? You have a great idea for dApp, for a Web3 project, et cetera. But there's only 6 companies that you can go and seek financing from. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, maybe throw in ByteDance, et cetera. And that's effectively what you have in Hollywood. When you're a creator in Hollywood, a filmmaker, a showrunner, you basically only have 6 or 7 options that you can seek financing from. In Hollywood, the platform is also the financier. So if you need financing for your film or TV series, you go to Disney, who's also the project distributor. And so that's one of the reasons we're creating Next Hollywood, because we want to decentralize the process in which creators get access to financing and are able to distribute and release their products. So one of the things that we thought about as we're building this is how do we have fans and creators to have a direct relationship without having a middleman or middlewoman in between them. And we believe that NFTs and DAOs and really kind of all of Web3 really present the perfect opportunity for this to happen. Ultimately, one of the reasons that Hollywood, you see a lot of reboots and remakes and a lot of things happen over and over again, it's because Hollywood executives are really afraid to bet on new ideas and new opportunities. They effectively say, hey, that book was popular, that podcast was really popular, or that movie was popular in the 80s, let's just redo that. And at a certain point, you might as well let the fans engage and really kind of decide for themselves. And so what we're building with Next Hollywood is a way for creators to directly sell intellectual property directly to fans through NFTs. And 3 of the problems that we're hoping to address, so I won't really talk about the user experience because Z just kind of spent the last 10 minutes talking about ways in which the user experience in Web3 is lacking and how that can be improved. And suffice it to say, if 98% of people out there don't have crypto wallets, it's really going to be hard for them to engage in NFTs and Web3 in general. In Hollywood specifically, as I kind of gave in the first example, you really have the challenge of centralization. You have 6 or 7 major companies, Disney and Netflix and Apple and Amazon, who effectively control all of the financing and distribution in Hollywood. It's the complete opposite of decentralization. And there's a reason that Hollywood becomes then kind of the least diverse industry in the United States, is because all of the financing power is effectively held in the hands of 6 or 7 people. And even within those major studios, only 1 or 2 people outside of Netflix, only 1 or 2 people at most of these companies can even make the green light decision in terms of financing a film. There's kind of now an infamous story about the creator of Squid Game and how he spent 10 years pitching his idea and failing to get his idea traction before obviously Netflix finances it, and now it's one of the biggest shows in the last 20 years. Lastly, the streaming video on demand providers don't really provide transparency. Even when you're a creator on the platform, I have a lot of creator friends who have shows on Netflix, and Netflix gives them very little data. They won't tell them how many people are watching the show, how many minutes, how much it's been consumed. So Netflix and the other streaming video on demand providers really don't give transparency to their creators. So our solution, number 1, is the platform that I spoke about earlier, a platform to allow any creator or filmmaker to distribute ownership and fractionalize ownership of the intellectual property by selling NFTs that represent ownership. So instead of going to Disney or Netflix and having to sell your entire intellectual property, now you can sell a portion of it to fans in order to be able to finance production. I was talking with a friend recently, and he was joking that Walt Disney around today, he wouldn't even be able to build Disney through film and TV distribution, because he would ultimately have had to sell all of his intellectual property in order to get his films and shows financed. Secondly, we're starting Hollywood DAO, and the DAO's treasury is going to exist in order to finance TV and film projects. One of my jokes recently that I've given to people is that to help them understand Hollywood is think about a centralized DAO with $20 billion in treasury under management, financed by token sales and subscriptions, and that's effectively what Netflix is. So really, in order to compete with the current Hollywood model, creators need access to significant financing. So the purpose of Hollywood DAO is really to finance and allow for kind of this ecosystem where projects go on Next Hollywood, they sell their ownership to fans directly, and then the Hollywood DAO comes alongside, and token holders can vote to finance projects that are on the platform as well. In terms of the team working on this, my first mentor in Hollywood is a man by the name of Jeremy Latcham. He's been the executive producer on Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man Homecoming. David Steinberg, who's written on American Pie too, and Puss in Boots, and also Michael Fisk, who's entertainment executive. He led marketing for No Time to Die and James Bond. And I think we have a really unique moment in history where people in Hollywood are really excited about Web3. You've obviously seen some releases from The Matrix and whatnot, but I think specifically for creators and for producers, there exists now kind of this moment in time where we can really kind of utilize technology in order to create of this vision of decentralized Netflix. I think over the long run, you'll see 10, 20, 30 DAOs pop up over the next 3 to 5 years that exist solely for the purpose of financing film and television programs, and it will allow kind of more of a decentralized Netflix where creators can go seek financing from these DAOs, and anyone can kind of have a chance to bring the best film and TV into existence. So that's Next Hollywood, and thanks for having me.